Chardonnay.
Chardonnay. Let's. I want to.
You can. Last week I brought up and I brought these other little ones that my wife had bought, and all of a sudden I'm sitting here.
They were full.
No, they started
leaking.
It was really funny. So this is Chardonnay, big hit in the tasting room, 2007.
This is
all
really well.
Russian River fruit. No complaints on this.
And it's not your wife, just your wife buying wine either.
No, it is not. In fact, it's people that are converting that really want the oaky, buttery wine are going in this direction. But I don't consider this on that extreme side at all. But it's satisfying those that want that oaky, that richness, and the oaky, and a little of the butter, and getting satisfied with it. Tell us the ML program that you did for this wine.
Okay, so this is 100% Clone 4 Chardonnay, Russian River, right next to the Sauv Blanc, right on the river, gravelly alluvial soils, 100% barrel fermented, and only 80% ML.
Okay.
So not quite 100%. So
And was there a reason that you went in that direction?
Well,
what were you?
yeah, stylistically, I think the California Chardonnays that were way too oaky and or way too buttery, it's a smaller niche. I think the pendulum is kind of swinging back to, I would term this more of a balanced style of Chardonnay. While it has a layer of oak to it, and it's got a little hint of butter on the finish, the fruit still shows through nicely. I mean, you get some of that pear, a little green apple. It's not a wine that is dominated by oak or a wine that's dominated by butter, which just completely overwhelms the other dimensions of the wine. And I think people, or at least we're making this style of wine, we think the pendulum of the buying public is moving back into more of a moderate, balanced perspective. And
they want some fruit. And
this wine is going to pair better with foods. I mean, if you just have a really oaky wine, what's that going to go with?
Yeah.
Burnt chicken? I mean, I don't know what's it going to go with, right? Or something that's super, super buttery. What's that going to go with?
Yeah. No, I see butter, that, and in the end around, your wine really stands out, and it fits more people.
End of the spectrum. I mean, let's just talk about it, right? So you can go heavy oak and heavy butter, or you can go all the way to the other end. There are people making naked, what they call naked Chardonnays, not barrel fermented, no ML.
Right.
And what does it taste like?
Sauvignon Blanc.
And so I'm like, well, we have one of those. Why would we want to stylistically have a wine that, the varietal may be different on the label, but stylistically there's no real separation. So we think we've got, if you want a clean, really crisp, citrus-filled fruit, no oak, no butter, boom, you got it. Very fruit friendly.
Clean.
Food friendly, and this is a more middle-of-the-road balanced.
And they like it. And in a blind tasting, it comes up often.
And scored 91 points.
91 points. Wine enthusiast, right? No slouch there. Gotta like that. What's the question? Go ahead, Karina.
All right, so the question comes from Grace Hoffman.
Oh, Grace
and
again.
She would like to know if you source your grapes for your Malbec or if you produce them yourself, grow them yourself.
Well, we don't have our, all the wines that you see up here on the Gann label right here, all these are estate grown. And in fact, if you follow me on the vineyard right with the camera, so here we are at Salas de Sonoma. If you jump on the 101 and you drive about 15 minutes, 20 minutes north up into Healdsburg, and then you get off at the Healdsburg Avenue exit right before you get to the river, and come out Village, then turns into Rio Lindo Avenue. Our vineyard's right on this little peninsula, right out here underneath the B&U in Healdsburg on the map. So all of the fruit that you see in the Gann label is all estate grown from a 110-acre property up in Healdsburg. It's planted out 16 different blocks, 8 different varietals. It was originally planted 78. The reds were all put in 98, 99, a little bit later. So originally it was just the benchlands. And then the mountaintop Zin and all the stuff on the backside, the Petite, the Malbec, the Syrah, that was all put in 98, 99.
Got it.
So hope that answers the question, Grace.
I just realized who isn't tuned in tonight, whose daughter is in a play. It's Dan from Iowa. It's Dan. Well, because he said I haven't missed a show in almost 4 years.
He missed my show. Oh,
I know.
I'm going to tweet him. And just...
But he did have a question. He did. Actually, he did. That's right. I remember I was gonna pay attention to what I was doing. Okay.
So he's still participating.
What's that?
I said I thought Karina only got to ask the question.
No, I get to. Let's see. Oh yeah. See. Okay. All right. So he says
Yes.
2/2 career would have today.
That's not a question.
Two-
That's a statement.
Wait a minute. What does that say? It says 2/2
No,
T.
it's 1 of 2, 2 of 2. His message got split into 2.
Oh. Okay. Well, but where's question 1?
That's just a statement. One question I have for Michael: if he never got into wine,
Oh.
what career would
what?
he have
Oh,
today?
oh, I see. That's 2 of that. See.
So
I'm so glad that you're in charge. 'Cause
So no technical difficulties tonight.
yeah. So all right. So question from Dan was, all right. If you never got into wine, then what the heck? What would you be? A musician or something?
as many of you may know, if you've read my website, gannsellers.com, about us, you'd know that I was in high tech. I was in software and hardware for almost 20 years before jumping into the wine business. So I would answer the question a little bit differently, which is
'Cause it may
if
not
I
even be
hadn't
in there.
have gone into the wine business, I probably would have stayed on the high tech software track.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be my answer.
All right. So
Although
question.
I have to tell you, right now, one of the coolest companies that I think is out there that is kind of very intriguing to me is Tesla, the electric car company.
Yes.
Their new four-door sedan just got Motor Trend Car of the Year,
Right.
beating out all the gas-powered
Yeah.
cars.
Yeah.
And actually, one of my friends just got one, and he drove by, and I was just like, ooh! And he's going to give me a drive in it. But I've just been reading all the press about this company, and that appears to be a very cool product.
Wow.
Have you seen one of them?
I can't recall that I have seen one. No. No.
So that's
Based
not.
out of Palo Alto.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's a car, but it's got a lot of software in it too. It's got a lot of kind of cool gadget, gee whiz things.
Well, I like all the gadgety stuff. I'm all
and
over that.
it's got no internal combustion engine. It's just a battery pack. Thing can go over 200 miles on a charge. It's
And that's
cool.
pretty slick.
It's a pretty cool car.
What's it cost?
A lot of money. It's like
If
a
you-
hundred.
If you have
It's like
to
100
ask, you can't afford it. Is
Yeah,
that?
something like that.
Yeah.
But then you never have to buy gas. I mean, never to have to write that check to Chevron again
Would
every
be
month.
pretty slick.
I mean, over the life of a car.
Yeah.
I mean, how much do you know?
Yeah.
If you drive 20,000 miles a year.
Yeah.
You know, and you're buying $5,000-6,000 worth of gas every year.
Yeah, that's a
times
big
10
deal.
Years, that's 50 or 60 grand of gas.
Yeah.
So do the math. Okay.
And the second question was the same. Another. What do you think of 2012?
Answer
And
it.
and I'll tell you. You know, I've heard all kinds of stories about 12. I can say this. We didn't have any bad weather issues. That's for damn sure. It was pretty. But there's a lot of fruit,
Right.
and there's going to be some cool opportunities. I think down the road in 12 that will be really, really nice. And there's some opportunities to
lay on top
source
of that,
fruit.
when you have that much fruit hanging, the real question is going to be, how much was the vineyard owner willing to cut fruit to the ground to get the quality to where they want it to be?
Yeah.
Because if you're hanging too much, you're not going to get the flavors, you're not going to get, everything right that you want. So that's when I say vineyard by vineyard, You know, there
Yeah.
are going to be some farmers who are like, no, this is by the ton.
But there could be
right?
some
And I'm gonna
deals.
grow as much as
There could be some cool,
There will be deals.
some deals
there
out there.
will be deals. There are deals out there.
What about Cab Franc?
Yeah.
You ever thought? Have you ever thought about?
Just get on the turn-time list. Seriously, they'll send you all the Cab Franc.
So what?
Okay.
Cab Franc
one of
sells
the
really
things
well.
We're getting way ahead of ourselves. But for 2012, it's huge. It's the production over 2011 is twice as much. We went through 8 barrels of the 11. We went through 17 barrels of the 12 this afternoon.
Wow.
So we have twice as much fruit. Same vineyard.
Okay.
Okay. From a business perspective,
Yeah.
I don't think it makes a lot of sense to put all that into Malbec. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to take part of that 12 lot, and we're actually going to do a blend. We're going to do.
I dig the blended wines, man.
We're going to go out.
Ask the audience here. You guys chime in and tell me what you think about blended wines. If you had a small producer like what Michael's talking about, if you had a small producer that could actually put together a cool blend, does it have to be a cab? Really? Does it? I don't think it does.
We're thinking that it's going to be a Bordeaux varietal blend. We're going to we can source cab, we can source Merlot. We'll go to the spice rack. We'll get a little Petit Verdot. We'll get a little Cab Franc.
Yeah.
And we'll put all 5 in, and it'll be, Sonoma appellation.
I'm telling you, they dig it.
But it's going to be, I think we just have too much Malbec for our brand and where we are in that category
That's
to
okay.
be able to move all of it.
Okay.
So do a couple hundred cases of the Malbec, do a couple hundred cases of the blend, and that we can live with.
Yeah.
That makes better business sense.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, the consumers love it. They dig it. I'm just telling you. They come in the taste room all the time, and that's what they're leaning toward. They like it a lot.
That's more than a year away.
Oh yeah, no, that's.
We're now that we actually saw all 17 barrels of the 12 looking, I'm like, you can't sell that much in the tasting room. You're doing a good job selling, but we're not selling that.
That's right. We got to got to move that stuff along.
Yeah.
All right, next.
We're moving on.
All right.
What's up, Merlot?
Merlot. So. Oh wait, that's not Merlot.
What is it?
It's Malbec.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, because we want to talk about the Merlot. Oh, that was quick.
They must have been listening down there. Is it on speaker down there too?
Well, they can hear now that we've got it up here on the thing. Is he
Got
all
it.
over it down there? Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So 2006 Merlot. I can tell you one thing. A lot of the 2006 wines we've got in the library from different vintners, and we pulled them out recently and tasted through a lot of the 6s and 05s. And I got to tell you, quite honestly, I really, really liked the 6s.
Okay.
I thought the 6s, early on, the 5s were, a pretty nice, big, elegant wine. The 6s have settled into to really eclipse them, and I think they're showing better now than the 5s were.
As you were saying that, I was just going through 06 SP was excellent, sold out. 06 Chardonnay did really well for us. The 06 Petit Syrah won Best of Class at the Chronicle. That was our second Best of Class ever, so that one was off the charts. Yeah, I think this 06 is still tasting really good.
Really, really nice. And, nice nose. You got a question? Go ahead. Fire away there, young lady.
Well, first, Grace would like to have a blending party.
Okay, Grace.
And then also she would like to know, what is your favorite pairing with Merlot?
Ooh, favorite pairing with Merlot. With this Merlot,
This is still a pretty big wine.
it is pretty big wine. You know what just popped into my mind was like some kind of duck.
Mm-hmm.
That's what just popped into my mind right away. I could see this with like a chicken dish with a heavy sauce.
Yeah.
Like
Pasta sauce. Some
really heavy sauce. But duck can.
Yeah, I mean, think big and spicy. I think would work. This will hold up quite nice. You know, and anytime you're barbecuing, you know, Merlot works just fine. Works right in
Yeah,
there.
this has a little bit of, like, some pepper on the finish. Got a little spice to it. Mm-hmm. But it's got a nice fruit on the front.
Oh yeah.
It's almost it's right on that cusp of the red fruits moving on to the black fruits. Mm-hmm. 100% Merlot. Nothing else is.
And what's your age? How long did you age that about?
All of our reds,
About
pretty
18?
much, you know, so we pick them in October, November. They go through fermentation. They get pressed off to the barrel. So they're usually in the barrel before Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. And then they're going to go, I believe these were probably barreled in August, almost 2 years later. So they were probably in barrel 16, 17, 18 months.
Okay.
Right around
That's
there.
what I thought. Yeah.
Yep.
And then some of that's new, 30, 40%?
Yeah,
new?
usually we're about a third new.
Okay.
That 11, we actually, because it was small, we actually went to 50% new on that
On the
11 Malbec that we're
Malbec?
going to taste.
Okay, all right.
But again, it goes into the economics
Sure.
part of it. There's the art, and then there's the science, and then there's the business, right?
Yeah.
So you know you want to do certain things, and then your checkbook says I can only do so much. And
Yeah.
you know these barrels are expensive, right?
Oh, baby, are they ever. Woo-hoo. Yeah, you pay top dollar. It's the way it is.
Depending on the exchange rate on the euro,
Which hasn't been good because we keep printing money, so our dollars go into the toilet. And
1,000 to 1,200
1,200, ooh,
a barrel.
that's a big investment, and it's something that's sitting around for 18 months and then 6, 7 months in the bottle, and then by the time they pony up enough money, you're going, oh my God, I just bought more barrels. One of the things that I wanted to share with you guys is Karina, who does our social media stuff. She is our camera person because I'm losing my wife to other projects that she just can't be everywhere, and God bless her. But she helped me out in a pinch, and that worked out well. Anyway, Karina does social media and does it, and she came up with this little commercial that we'll go ahead and play that she put together, and it's really cute, and we're going to use it on some other things. So let that roll. Is it rolling? Yeah. So she did a nice job on that. Was that cool? So we're gonna have that. I have for those little snippets, little commercials. We'll do some about the lobster lunch. We'll do some about winemaker events that we've had here, and kind of give you a little perspective of what we do here. Be here. And it tells a story about TV Tuesday Live because this is probably the longest running webcast of anybody in the United States. And I challenge anybody that's watching right now, if you'd like to send me some clips of somebody else that's had a wine show going almost 4 years straight. So, you know, we've got a lot to show you. So thank you, Karina. That was really cool. Another thing I want to just remind everybody, live music coming up this week. We've got Ricky Allen Ray at a new time. We're going to do Thursdays starting at 5:30 till 8:30. Live music with Ricky Allen Ray. The slide probably says 7:30, but don't worry about that. We'll change it. 5:30 on Thursdays, Ricky Allen Ray. And then John Pete is back in the house. John got sick a couple of weeks ago with a little cold, and so we haven't had John in the house for a while. So John's in on Friday, and he starts the regular time, 7:30 to 10:30, so that will be very, very fun. And then I have Chris Allman. Chris Allman is in on Saturday, and he will be here rocking the house. That same group of 3 will be here next weekend as well. But I won't be here because I will be at spring training, which I made a spring training video like Karina did, and so we'll play that next Tuesday because I'm getting real close to being real part-time here.
Go Giants.
Well, you know, after the 49ers lost, it wasn't much I could do. I couldn't change time or figure out how you could get 5 more yards, and I just don't understand. Anyway, that's
why they didn't run the ball.
Yeah, like the best running back in the country, and you didn't give him the ball.
Wow.
But I had to make a trend. I had to get off of it.
Let go.
I let it go, and I said, you know what? It's baseball, man. It's time. We are the reigning champs. 2 out of the last 3 years, we won the World Series. That's really cool. We're gonna.
4 sounds really
That's
good.
really awesome. And so we're going first time this early. We're going to go on the 21st to the 25th.
Actually, it's been
And-
really cold in the mornings. So
Really cold.
to be in Arizona is not such a bad thing.
Yeah,
It's going to be nice weather.
it's going to be real nice. It's going to be in high 70s every day.
love that.
And in our room, you just open up the door and there's the gate for the pool, and you're
Do you
right
get to
there.
play any golf when you're down there?
Yeah, we're playing golf. We bring our golf clubs. It's part of what we do. We play. We get off the plane and get our rental car, and we drive directly to the golf course.
Nice.
We don't even check in a hotel. We go right to the golf course, and we do this little golf course that we found the first year that we went down there, and we've been going there ever since. They think we're crazy. They have no. I mean, they get like freaked out because we come in and we dominate. Because we come in and we get like 400 beers, and we get and we get the carts out, and they never have carts. It's an older place, but so they had to bring the carts out. We get the carts, and we drive the cars, cigars, and we're ready to go. So it's pretty cool. And so I won't see the bands the following weekend, but hey, it's what it is.
You're going to have fun on vacation.
We're gonna have a great time.
Gotta have vacation.
And yeah, it's our time to get away. So all right,
Let's move on to Zinn here,
Yeah.
right? Keep the show moving.
Keep it going, baby.
Let me get the
Yeah,
dump
let me just. We occasionally use dump buckets only because we don't want to get wasted and then fall down. And so let me move this out of the way here. And so this is 2007, great vintage year. Alexander Valley Fruit, Zinfandel. If you're looking for, you can step forward. Honey. That's all right.
Trina doesn't want to get in the picture, huh?
They like you on camera.
Get one of the guests
One
over
of,
there.
one of our wine club members and really good friends of ours. Oh,
Oh, that smells great.
right? All right, 2007. So if you're looking for, if you want a jammy Zinfandel, this fits the bill every time. It's cutting out. Is it still cutting out?
His microphone?
Huh?
Your battery's dying?
Yeah. God, does it get any
You have
worse?
to recharge every time.
Does it get any worse?
I know. Today's just not a good technical day.
Inside that trap case, I think is a battery. You can lay that out to me. I'll get really close to Michael, and then he'll.
Uh-oh.
They'll hear.
I'll get cooties or something.
All right, 2007, Zinfandel. Tell us. First of all, tell us about the vineyard because it's kind of a cool.
So, yeah, you know, this is my favorite spot. In fact, there's a picture of us, I think, somewhere on Facebook or your website or something with us in the vineyard. So the vineyard is shaped like a saddle. And so it kind of goes up one side with the reds and down the other side out to the Russian River with the Chardonnay and the Sauvignon Blanc and the Pinot Noir. And the Zinfandel's at the absolute highest point of the vineyard. It's got this 360-degree view, and it's a pretty special place. And so the thing that's interesting about our Zinfandel is it was actually propagated from vines that were from our neighbor next door.
Yeah,
And
I'm back.
his Zin was originally planted, I think, in 1905. And it's a
I remember that. I was
1905.
there. Oh, 1905. Oh, okay.
1905. So
Okay.
it is clearly Old Vine Zinfandel. Makes amazing wines. And so we're at the same elevation, same soils, same exposure, same everything, same terroir. And so we've
Yahoo!
got basically, and given that it was back in 1905, who knows what clone of Zinfandel it is? Nobody tracked that stuff back in those days, right?
No.
So, but, just having been in that place for such a long time and made great wines, it's clearly something that has just thrived in that particular location. So take some cuttings and you graft it onto new rootstock and put it in the ground, plant it in the same place. We do it in the kind of the old head-trained version. It's not trellised out like you see with a lot of the newer stuff. A little more intensive to cultivate, but it's kind of homage to the past, which is kind of cool. And it makes just a beautiful wine. We also happen to have right next, just to the west of that, is the Petite Syrah as you're coming up the road.
Okay.
It's actually the first block right there on the left.
Uh-huh.
And we add a little bit of Petite Syrah. If you go in the neighbor's vineyard, I think he's got a field blend of Petite. So he's got, plant 5 or 6 Zin, put in a Petite, plant 7
Does
or 8,
the
put in a
Petite,
Petite.
does it add to making it a little more of a jammier wine? Is that?
I think it adds some color. It adds
Yeah, it
some,
definitely adds some color.
It adds a little more tannin structure to it. So the Zins are so ripe and they tend to be really fleshy, and maybe they don't have that tannin backbone to them, some structure. And Petite is known for having pretty big tannins, so it lends a little bit of that to the Zin.
Well, you certainly, if you're looking for a classic, jammy, big Zinfandel, this baby's going to deliver the goods, no doubt about it.
So, and in anticipation of Grace asking the question, what foods would we pair this with, I would immediately go to barbecued ribs.
Oh, yeah.
I could see this with a big juicy hamburger.
Oh, all day.
I just ribs though, big rack with all that barbecue sauce, slathered on there, would go perfectly with this. I could see baseball season. I could see you doing some great Italian sausage. Something with a little spice to it. They kick in with the Zin.
The wine's
Louisiana hot.
the wine is big enough; it can really support a lot of things. So don't be afraid. If you want something to hang in there tough with that big spicy sausage, don't worry about it. That'll do. With a little big paella, yeah, that would work. Yeah.
Yeah. Seafood,
and
spicy rice.
Oh, that's right. My phone was broken then, huh? It was, wasn't it? Yes, my phone. Yes.
Were you sitting on it again?
Yeah, I must have been, because I didn't hear about the paella until just now. Since it's over, yeah, it's okay. It's no problem. We had the worst out here. Our buddy Charles with the worst from Healdsburg.
Right. Yeah.
We had it out front with the barbecue and all that. Yeah. During that stupid game that I didn't want to watch now.
Yeah.
Well, Zinfandel, retail price on that, what do we got that at? $32?
$32.
Steal, absolute steal. And let me just recap on pricing on the Merlot. Merlot, we have $28. 28 on the Chardonnay. That's a great buy at $28. And then 24 for Sauvignon Blanc. Oh, you gotta love that.
Okay.
Well, all right.
Do we
So,
got 10 minutes?
all right.
We still got
so we gotta.
11 more
Yeah.
minutes.
Let's talk about barrel tasting. Just a little heads up for those of you looking to make plans to come to wine country. It's really fun to come during barrel tasting weekend. It's the first 2 weekends in March, and that'll be coming up. We will be participating both weekends, Saturday, Sunday, here in the tasting room. We can be your start. You might be on our list for one of the starts. We're certainly the finish. Once the event is over, we will have live music on Saturday, So this will clearly be the place to be.
And most wineries are closing down at what, 4 or 5
Yeah,
o'clock?
that event closes at 4. They're done. They're out. It's
And you guys
finished.
are going to be open till 11?
Oh yeah, with
12?
live.
1?
Hey, you know what? If their card still goes through, we're open, baby. Yeah. 1:30. Well, we got out here one time really late at 1:30. There were some dancers in here. Wait a minute, that would have been you. Oh yeah.
1:30.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, yes, myself and my
Somebody's
wife.
got to
and-
run the machine
Yeah.
to run the credit cards. Right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
We went nuts in here one night. We sent the staff home. We had a bunch of us are good customers and friends, and we had a really good time. It was really good. So. Yeah. Right.
Wow.
Yeah, and we tested my Bose system to the max. Yeah. I needed a bigger system up here than what we were we were cranking it. But we were doing it was fun. Anyway, so yeah. All right, so here, let me
Jump bucket.
yeah, all right.
2011 Malbec.
2011.
2011. Right out of the barrel this afternoon. Are you ready for a taste? Shake it up a little bit too.
Like that?
Yeah, exactly. Turn it upside down.
Oh, like
Tight and like, there you go. There you go.
what am I
Mix it up.
doing? Look at this.
So this is, we pulled out of, there was 8 barrels of this. So we just thiefed it out and just put a little bit in until we filled it up. And so you got to get it thoroughly
Wow,
blended
it's
together.
it's bubbling. It's talking to you. It's going.
You
"Help me,
aerated it.
Help me! Help me! I'm just been in the barrel and I don't know what to do." Well, this is an example of what Barrel Tasting Weekend is really all about. It's getting that fresh look at what the wine is doing, how it's evolving. It still has a little time left, in the barrel. You've got a little bit in it, and what's going to happen is, it's going to keep evolving. It's going to keep changing, and so. What you're looking at is a little snapshot.
So we were out there tasting. I had my winemaker out there this afternoon, and we were going through all the barrels, and got a little red fruit on the front. We were trying to put a name on it. Mulberry was the note that came to mind.
Mulberry?
Mulberry was the red fruit that came to us. Got a little pepper in there. Interestingly, of the new barrels that we have some
Right.
Terenceaus and we have some Soris. And the Terenceaus are really nice. I mean, super expensive barrels. Beautiful, elegant tannin, great finish.
What made you pick those? I mean, what?
A recommendation from my winemaker said,
Okay.
let's go with these. He works over in Napa, makes some really high-end cabs, and given that this is a Bordeaux varietal, can make beautiful wines. He's like, let's put a really nice barrel on there.
And you went 50% new, which is a new. That's
So we
a
have
different program.
Yes, we have 8 barrels total of this wine.
Okay.
Going to be about 200 cases. So 4 are brand new, 2 Terenceaus and 2 Soris.
Okay.
The Soris add, to me, it had more of a vanilla note to it on the finish.
Okay.
So given that that's only 2 out of 8, it's kind of adds a nice little layer in there on top of it. So I think for us, we were talking about where is this wine now, and where's it going to be in April or May when we bottle it? What are we going to do to finish it? And I think the things that were interesting is the neutral barrels. So we've got a couple of 4 08s that we're using. The level of tannin refinement that they offered into the wine was not anywhere near what the new ones did. So those 4 neutral barrels, we need to polish those up a little bit. So we may do an egg white fining. So you have the egg, you take the yolk out of it, and you use just the whites of the egg inside the barrel, and it kind of softens it out, grabs some things, and kind of flushes out maybe some bitterness.
So it's a fining
agent. Yeah.
agent.
Yeah, and there are other agents that you can use to do that. So I think on those 4 barrels, we want to polish up the tannin. So when we tasted the wine that was in the neutral barrels, the finish was not as sophisticated and polished as it was on the wine that was in the new barrels.
Okay.
So we could just blend them together and average it out, or we really focus on finish. So what
It
I
is
want to
about
do
the
is I want
finish.
to polish up the neutral barrels,
Right.
so that they're as close to the new barrels as possible. When we blend them, it'll just have perfect finish.
Nice.
And really, that's probably the number one thing that we're focused on is the finish.
Okay.
And for us, it has everything to do with the tannins and where they are right now.
Gotta love it.
But-
I'm thinking you're in the right direction. Color's
Got
magnificent.
Great color.
Beautiful
great
nose.
color.
No argument with that at all. No, we can show that all day long. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
put this one more in the, almost like the, as we all know about 11, it was a crazy growing year, especially at the finish. This wine is not going to hit 14 in alcohol, just because with all the weather we had to pick before the crop got slaughtered. So it's not as ripe as, say, the 09. Sub 14 alcohol. I would put this more in line with like the 07. Just more kind of that elegant style, more claret style than fruit forward, jammy.
Right.
So
No, I'm okay with that. I don't have a problem with that at all. I think we're going to do really well with it. So a little preview of 2011 coming around the corner, and look for us to be participating in Barrel Tasting Weekend, and we'll have some barrel samples, and we will have some food, and we will have music, and we're going to have a great 2 weekends back to back. So you got to love that. So let me just let me just give you a little more of a splash
For the
here
final toast.
for the final toast. And I want to thank my bloggers for checking in, and I want to thank Grace and Sean, and Dan is going to his daughter's thing, and
Zel's out there too, isn't he?
Denzel's out there, of course, and Karina, and
Karina.
yeah. And then next week we've got T.R. Elliott. Ted Elliott's in the house. We're going to be tasting one of the wines from the Wine Club shipment, and we'll keep doing that. In a few weeks after that, we'll have Michael back, and we'll taste the wine that we're going to put in the Wine Club shipment. And the bloggers, you guys will be tasting right along with us, which will be really, really fun. So gotta love that. And this is where you discover wine, one sip at a time here at Cellars of Sonoma. Thank you very much, my friend. Thank you all for tuning in. And it's next week. We'll see you. Bye for now. Thanks for tuning.